Disney's Snow White trailer is getting close to 600,000. It'll probably be there by the time you watch this video. Now, what's really funny is barely anyone's coming in to like it. It's barely moved. 67,000 dislikes. I think it was at 64 the other day. That's pretty sad. I don't think anybody really wants this movie. And by the way, none of this is real except Rachel Zegler. How is this live action if everything is CGI? Literally, what is the point? Why didn't you just do a CGI Snow White? Really, you didn't need to do anything. You didn't need to do anything. This movie is not going to be anywhere near as good as the original, as always. And it's going to make massive changes. It's going to turn people off. I still predict it'll probably make around the same money that the Little Mermaid movie made. But I don't think that movie was really impressing anybody with its box office, so it's not really that big of a win. But Rachel Zegler is just doing her best to try to stir up controversy, try to get people mad about this movie, though she doesn't think she is. Rachel Zegler is a mean girl, and she's been over on Instagram, kind of full of herself, but I'm so Juliet. You see, she has it in here. The ego on her is amazing. She has quite the ego, I gotta say. So I guess she's playing Juliet on Broadway. Now, she can sing. So if it's a musical, I kind of get it, but okay. And then there's this post. This is the post that's got everybody riled up and I think is funny. So this post, she says, "The fairest, by the way." Now, the reason that she's doing this is because of this meme. Now, it's not just this one. This picture just sums up what's going on in general. But a lot of people are laughing at that trailer because, the whole point of the story is, one of the themes of the story is the evil queen is jealous of Snow White's looks. She thinks that she's the most beautiful of them all. But the casting director decided to cast a much more attractive woman to play the evil queen than Snow White. And that must be bothering her because there's more than just this one picture. It's everywhere. Everywhere. So she posts this in response, like, "Oh, I'm way hotter than Gal." Now, listen, when I bring this up, people get all mad sometimes and say, "Well, she's still attractive." I never said she wasn't. She looks fine until she starts talking, and then her personality completely wrecks her looks. She's got an awful personality, but it's obvious to me that this is getting to her, and she doesn't like Gal. That's pretty obvious. And when you look at the interviews, the body language that she has with Gal Gadot looks really off. And they've got a press tour together, which is going to be pretty interesting. A lot of those body language videos are probably going to be pretty funny to watch with that one. But everybody is responding to this saying, "Suddenly you look so evil. Gal is much more beautiful than you. Every mirror will tell you this. When the evil queen looks better than Snow White, Gal is the fairest, literally the fairest in all the land." So this guy is green. "Not even the fairest in the room. Demanding to get paid for every hour you stand in a dress isn't what I consider the fairest. The most perfect Snow White." This one says, "The people's princess. Here's hoping your movie fails, riding on Gal's coattails while completely disparaging her and millions of Jews, Muslims, and Christians. You are nothing." Casting people definitely knew what they were doing. Perfect Snow White for sure. Ain't Rachel a pro-Palestine? How is she working with Gal Gadot? Now, at Gal Gadot is the fairest of the movie, honey. And that's just a few. And there's like 3,000 comments on here. 3,000 comments. And most of them are not fans of her. But she's doing this intentionally, trying to get people riled up. See, this is the difference between Deadpool and Wolverine and this. And the reason I'm bringing that up isn't the movies themselves, But I mean, look how Ryan, everybody, in fact, not just Ryan and Hugh, everybody in that movie is having a good time. They're having fun, interacting with people. They're posting fun memes. There's literally zero controversy surrounding that movie, other than the fact that, a lot of people are pointing out that there's a lot of stupid shit in it and that it's lacking substance. But it's like, it's still a really fun movie. And everybody involved in it is doing their best to help it. Shit like this does not help the movie. Like saying, thank you so much for our views. Now, remember, here's a Palestine comment, which automatically gets people riled up. Gets people riled up that support it, gets people that riled up that don't support it, and then gets the people that don't care riled up. It's just not the best way to promote a movie that, at the bare minimum, probably cost Disney $400 million to $500 million to make and market. And I'm probably on the low end with that. Because this movie had a lot of reshoots. So this doesn't help anybody. Doesn't help anybody. And you start to get posts like this from Fox News. And they're not the only ones running with these stories. So the ego on her is insane. And it hasn't been just for Snow White. There's a bunch of times that she's done this. It's wild. And you'll see a lot of these journalists and activists come out and celebrate it. It's almost like she wants to replace Brie Larson, because for the most part, Brie Larson actually hasn't really bothered anybody. In fact, when the Marvels came out, she didn't really say anything. She actually just kind of went silent and said nothing. It's kind of funny. I think the director was saying some stuff, but for the most part, from what I remember, the Marvels is a terrible movie, but Brie Larson didn't really, off screen contribute to hurting that movie. Not like with Captain Marvel. I remember when that came out. There was some pretty funny comments that she put out there, like that Color and what was it, Out of Time movie or whatever she did, where she was saying she didn't want to see white dudes review her movie or some shit. She's actually just been pretty okay. So maybe, I guess, Rachel Zegler wants to be the new Brie Larson. I don't know. Anyway, that's pretty much it. Let me know what you guys think about all of this. I'd like to hear from you. Also, if you would, please like, subscribe, share the video. Make sure you're still subscribed. Hit that notification bell. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.